Hello, my friend. Do you ever procrastinate? Ever caught in the act? And does that feel stressful for you? Of course, it feels stressful. You know, actually, it might not feel stressful for everyone. So, there's something that I call planned procrastination. And that's what I do, where I designate an amount of time in my calendar last minute that I believe it will take me to complete a project. So I know I have enough time and I don't need to stress, but I can do it closer to the date when it'll be easier for me to tune into the energy of what I should put into the creation. And for some people, though, they need the pressure, they need the deadlines, they need that last minute push. And so for some of you who are just automatically thinking procrastination is bad, it might actually be the right thing for you and the right driver in order to get you taking action. And those of you who do not know me, my name is Avital. I always make this joke, Siri thinks my name is Alvital because I'm not, but when I ask Siri on my phone to write my name, it writes Alvital. Maybe that's a more figurative thing because I'm really here to help us become bigger, right? To become fuller, to reduce stress, like from things like procrastinating. And the first point that I wanted to mention was what I just said, that maybe procrastination is right for you, or there's a right way to do it, like creating what I call planned procrastination. And there's always time management tips that we can do in order to help us overcome procrastination. And I'll actually review some of those in this coming Monday night's meditation. That's part of the Sit and Succeed membership program. And I'll post a link below this video. It's avitalmiller.com/members if you want to join that. But let's talk about two more ideas for you to consider, which we'll also dive into a little bit more at the meditation on Monday night. That's November 1st. Those of you who are watching this afterwards, you can always get the recording. So it'll still be available to you. And so the emotional level is the next thing I want to talk about. And are you nourishing yourself enough in the process so you feel ready to take action when it's time to take action? Is there some fear around doing the activity or the results of the activity that you need to overcome? I know one of my clients just needed more confidence in herself. And so I simply said, me, her coach, would review, it was to write an article for a magazine. So I'd review the article and let her know if it was good or not. And she got that sense of confidence knowing that somebody else that she trusted more than herself, she could trust herself, but somebody she trusted more than herself would look that over. And that was enough to take care of that emotional aspect, is simply getting more confidence. And the last thing, I've actually already hinted this, and it comes with intuition. And believe it or not, hi Ted, hi Joe, thank you guys for joining in. But believe it or not, sometimes we're actually procrastinating because we're intuiting when is the good timing to do that. And this definitely happens constantly for me. And I think, oh God, like, why aren't I doing it yet? But I don't have the natural inner motivation to do it yet. And literally something will happen, something will shift, and all of a sudden it's time. Or at the moment that I decide to take action, all of a sudden, all these opportunities come together. It can be as simple, this is really fun, it could be as simple as when to finish reading a book. So I have literally done this where I'll read a book up to a certain point and for whatever reason, just put it on the shelf. And a year later, I'll be like, oh, I should pick up that book and finish it. And I'm reading exactly the right advice that I need in that moment. at that time. And there was just something that intuitively knew that the book was going to be more impactful if I waited until that moment. I've had vacations come together by waiting until the right moment, and all of a sudden, sort of the right people are in the right place. Like I am going in November to Tony Robbins and unleash the power within. Like sometimes people will say, okay, if you want to do something, go do it. And for me, it's like, no, I'm going to wait for the right moment, the readiness. And so I wasn't signing up for that program, but I've wanted to do it for a few years. And I've actually been to another training of his 4 times where he promotes it and gives a discount. And I still didn't sign up for it. And then all of a sudden, a friend of mine contacts me and she got a package of tickets at a discounted rate for the VIP seating. And it's been recommended, sit closer to the front, sit in that type of community that's willing to invest more. And then on top of that, I've also wanted to go to Disney World. And again, I wanted to wait. A lot of things I'll do by myself, like no problem. But Disney World, I was like, that's not going to be that fun by myself. Way more fun if I go with other people who are excited about going. And so I'm waiting on that instead of just making it happen. But I'm like, I would love to go this winter. And a friend of mine is over here and a couple friends, and all of a sudden I just start mentioning the ideas to them, and they're totally on board with going on the trip. The Unleash the Power Within that my friend was coordinating happens to be in Palm Beach, Florida, which is, I think, about maybe 3 hours from Orlando. So it's an easy drive to go from one place to the other. I might be saying the exact driving distance wrong, but it's a pretty practical drive to do in a few hours. And then the Disney World, I'm actually going pretty much for free. I mean, we're all sharing a rental car, so we're paying for that, but I'm using my air miles to stay in the hotel. I'm using airline credit for both my flight and my friend's flights. And I am we have a friend of ours, like our relative, who's working there and going to get us in. So we're pretty lucky, and these things fall together, but we have to wait sometimes for the right timing. So that's another reason, like, don't add more pressure to yourself because you are procrastinating. Like, instead, understand, am I doing this for a reason where it's just really meant to be? Either that's the flow of the way I work, or that's my intuition calling, or is there something for me to heal, to break through in order to take that action? And of course, feel free to reach out to me if you want more specific support on what you're procrastinating on and what you want to break through on. I also have an online program called How to Create a Recharging Habit, so that'll also get you going. Feel free to message me to find out more information about these things, or email info@avitalmiller.com. Thank you so much for joining. Good luck getting stuff done. Bye bye.